Hi, my name is Kate Stiffler. I am the owner of Baptiste Power Yoga in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm here to go through a Sun Salutation A and B, showing modified versions of both sequence. So we're going to begin on our mat, and let's start in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, get real intentional in the hands and the feet. Anything touching your mat is what we consider your foundation. Allow the head to drop. Spread your fingers nice and wide, and then root down into the thumb and index knuckle. As you look past your mat, gaze to one fixed point. We call that your drishti. A gently drawing in and back of your inner ankles and then down through your outer heels will allow for a beautiful internal rotation in the upper thighs. Lift the toes, spread the toes, and put those back down on your mat. And then feel a drawing in and up of your belly as we engage what we call Uddiyana Bandha. If this starts to get too much, you can always come back down to your knees and just take a moment into a child's pose, releasing the arms back by your feet to give your shoulders a little rest. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Taking two fists, place them in between your feet. Allow the knees to soften. Allow the chest to drape over your thighs. Let the head go completely. Maybe a little movement here from side to side. Maybe hold opposite elbows. And then we'll release the arms, ragdoll all the way up to standing. Once you get upright, draw the upper arms back. Stand nice and tall in your spine. And gaze forward towards the horizon. Find the four corners of your feet, moving back and forth in your feet just a few times as you settle on the four corners. Really ground down into the four corners, primarily pressing down into the big toe mound and then into the center of each heel. Lift and spread the toes, put them back down. And then draw that energy from the earth, draw it up in towards your body. Feel the hugging in of the shins, feel the internal rotation of the thighs, a nice neutral pelvis, low pelvis up towards the belly button, tail descending, long side body, arms to the side, shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades just kind of gently pressing into the back side. And then we'll begin. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Again, bend your knees as much as you need. Halfway lift, breathe in, and then step back to plank pose. From plank pose, drop your knees. Good. Now looking at your elbows, just gently bend them, a micro bend, hugging the elbows in towards one another. And then we'll look forward and drop our belly and our chest down. And then roll into a cobra. Point the toes. You can leave the thighs and the pelvis on the mat. And then just lift the chest up. Elbows can hug in. As you exhale, lower the forehead to the earth. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Coming back to the foundation. Feel the length in the side waist. And then look forward. Walk your feet to your hands, come up halfway, and fold forward. All the way up, look up, reach up, hands to prayer. So that's one round of a Sun Salutation A. And then from there we would do as many as 5 of those. You can start to move a little faster at your own pace. Maybe one breath, one movement, maybe several breaths per movement. Just kind of finding where your body is for that particular moment, that day on the mat, and just being kind and gentle always to yourself. So from here, we're going to move into what we call as our sun salutation beat. We're still in the awakening series of our Journey into Power sequence, and we're going to go through it. We'll do it again real slow, showing modifications as we go. So come on, let's go. So we're going to come up to the top of our mat this time. We're going to find what we call as chair pose. So I want you to bend your knees, your big toes are together, space about an inch between our heels. If you need to open up your feet a little bit wider, that's okay. Okay, weight is in your heels, pulling the creases of your hips back, tailbone down, front of the pelvis, again, lifting to the low ribs. And then reach the arms up. Find some shoulders relaxed. Find some ease in the gaze and the breath. Take a deep breath in, and then fold forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe, step back to plank pose. Good, from plank pose, drop the knees, untuck the toes if you'd like, wrap the elbows in, chin and chest down, look forward, rolling onto your belly, cobra pose, inhale, exhale, lower. Tucking the toes under, go back through tabletop, downward facing dog. Now from here, coming into warrior one, a couple ways to do it. You can drop your knees and then step your right foot forward. You can take your back knee and lift it, and then maybe even plant the left foot flat. Hands can come onto your hips, lifting the chest up, and then you'll reach up here. Engage the back thigh, press into the outer blade of your left foot, and gently draw through the right hip, bringing it back, left hip forward, shoulders relaxed, gaze soft, fingertips bright. One more breath, inhale, maybe even look up, reach up, hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Now if this is enough, stay here. If you're going to go through a vinyasa, roll into high plank, drop your knees, untuck your toes, elbows in, chin, chest down, rolling into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lower down. Coming into table, downward facing dog. Other side we go. You can drop your knees, taking your left foot forward. Coming into a low lunge, maybe drop that right foot flat. Hands can come onto the hips, slowly rise up. Arms reach up, look up, inhale. Hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Stay or vinyasa. High push up. Maybe you go into a full chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog, lifting the thighs. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Couple breaths in down dog. After you're done, maybe a child's pose, reaching the arms back. Drop the head. Release the shoulders. And just come back to the breath in and out of the body. Hope you enjoyed this segment. See you next time.